Week in review. Today is Tuesday. Our introduction to parallel lines and transversals. Wednesday, parallel lines and transversals, day 2. Thursday, types of triangles, day 1. Friday will be our mixed review and our asynchronous lesson. Next week, continuing our unit on angles and triangles. Monday, 3.2, which is day 2 of angles of triangles. Tuesday will be day 3 of angles of triangles. Wednesday, types of polygons. Thursday, angles of polygons. And we'll conclude the week with a mixed review on our asynchronous learning. So parallel lines and transversals. So interior angles are formed on the inside of the parallel lines intersected by a transversal. So we've identified the transversal, which is on the screen. Remember, when we have parallel lines, the symbol here tells me that line P is parallel to Q. So P is parallel to Q. And this symbol that looks like an 11 is what we use to identify parallel lines. So P is parallel to Q. So the interior angles that are formed, interior angles, C, D, E, and F are the interior angles. Exterior angles are formed on the outside of the parallel lines. Remember, we have the lines cut by a transversal, which means, and I'll change the color. I'll circle these blue. A, B, G, and H are exterior angles. Exterior angles. So interior C, D, E, and F. Exterior A, B, G, and H. So we're going to see that vertical angles are congruent. Vertical angles are congruent. So if we have and we look at drawing a line, we see that angle A is congruent to angle D. Angle C is congruent to angle B. Those angles are vertical. Angle E is congruent to H, and G is congruent to F. Vertical angles are congruent. Vertical angles are congruent. So I erase everything on the screen so that we just see. So vertical angles, again, A to D. Let me pick a different color. A and D is vertical. C and B are vertical angles. E and H are vertical, and G and F are vertical. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior. Remember, interior angles are C, D, E, and F. So alternate interior, C and F, so that C is congruent to F. These two angles are alternate. And when we think about alternate interior, inside these angles alternate. and angle E and D are alternate interior. D is congruent to E. Alternate interior. Alternate exterior angles. Exterior, outside. So angle A and the opposite side is H. A and H are congruent. A and H are congruent, which means that angle G and angle B are congruent. B and G. And again, when we hear the word congruent, that means they are the same. Congruent means the same. Corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. So we identify corresponding angles this way. Both on top. Top of the line, E. So angle A and angle E are congruent. I'll change colors. Staying on the top, angle B is congruent to angle F. So if we flip it on the bottom, and look at the angles on the other underside. So angle C is congruent to angle G. Angle C and G are congruent, which only leaves D and H. So angles D and angles H are congruent. D, H, these angles are congruent. So same side interior, same side interior. When we look at the interior, same side. If this is my transversal, angle C and angle E. The sum of angle C and the sum of angle E will be 180 degrees. They are supplementary. They are supplementary. So if C and E are supplementary, that means that angle F and angle D, which are the other pair of same side interior angles. So when I add C plus E, I'll get 180. When I add F and D or D and F, I'll end up with 180 degrees. And I won't go through all of them, but these should pretty much just make sense. So when I'm looking at a straight angle forms a straight line. Straight angle, right? So A plus B, angle A plus angle B will equal 180 degrees. E and F will be 180 degrees. E plus F will equal 180. What I want to also show you is that straight lines are also formed as a result of the transversal. So angle G and angle E, G plus E would be 180. The same as on the underside, D plus B. D plus B form a straight line. These angles would also be 180 degrees. So not just the parallel lines, but the transversal will also form straight angles, which are supplementary. When we hear the word supplementary, that means that the values of the angles, when I add them together, will total 180 degrees. So in our first example, we're going to fill in the blanks. So here's my example. What I can see is here I have line L is parallel to line M. I know that line L is parallel to line M because these symbols or markings tell me that they are parallel. So line L is parallel to line M. Line T is the transversal. Because we have parallel lines cut by a transversal, then we can begin to understand how the relationships of the angles will work out. So angle 1 to angle 2. And we see that angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180 degrees. So this must say angle 1 is supplementary. Angle 1 is supplementary to angle 2. Angle 3, which is here, angle 3 is given to us and it is 63 degrees. 63 degrees. So angle 1 and angle 3. Angle 1, we have parallel lines. Because we have parallel lines, and I'll highlight them quickly. These lines are parallel. We have parallel lines cut by a transversal. So this angle and this angle are corresponding angles. Angle 1 and angle 3 are, let me change from highlighter to pen, corresponding. Corresponding angles. We know that corresponding angles are congruent. Therefore, angle 1 and angle 3 are so if angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent, then angle 1 must also be 63 degrees. We go back and we know that because angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary, then angle 1 being 63 degrees, in order to find angle 2, I have 63 plus angle 2 is equal to 180. I simply subtract 63 from both sides. Angle 2 is 111 degrees. Sorry, 117 degrees. So example 2, use the figure to find the measurements of angle angle 1 and angle 2. So again, we see parallel lines cut by a transversal. So angle 1 and 110 are corresponding angles. We know that they're corresponding. These two angles are the same. They are congruent, which means that angle 1 has to be 110 degrees. Parallel lines cut by a transversal. Angle top of these two angles. Therefore, angle 1 and 110 are the same, 110 degrees. We know that angle 1 and angle 2 together form a straight line or a straight angle. Therefore, they are supplementary. Supplementary angles we know equal 180 degrees. So angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. Definition of supplementary angles. 1 plus 2 is 180. So if we substitute 110 for angle 1, subtract 110 from each side, we know that angle 2 is equal to 70. And again, angle 1 and angle 2, when I add 70 to 110, it works out. We know that that is a supplementary angle because the total is 180 degrees. Things to remember: do not forget to complete your Get Started if you have not done so already. Homework 3.1a is due tomorrow, and we will do tutoring this week from 2:30 to 3:30.